Remember the last time you filmed yourself, whether it was for TikTok, Instagram, or indeed for ESU Festival of Speaking. Go back to the moment that you've watched your clip for the very first time. What was your first thought? Be honest. I know what I'll be thinking when I look at this clip later on. Why am I always frowning? I can't stand these braces. I shouldn't touch my face. Shouldn't, can't. They're not really encouraging, are they? And yet most of us are doing this. Now the numbers may differ, but it's estimated that we have around 40,000 thoughts a day. And most of these thoughts aren't encouraging, aren't productive, aren't positive really. Why do we do that? And why does it matter when you speak, whether in front of an audience or on a little screen? And lastly, what can we do about it? Now to start with that last point, the last question, the answer to that is train your brain. Because that is where it's all coming from. Your brain. Now your brain is marvelous. It develops skills, you can learn. And at the core of your brain, there are still two mechanisms that dates back from the time when we were still running around in the savannah. Your fear and your reward. Now your fear mechanism is the tiger that is approaching you, or the storm that is ahead of you. The reward is that lovely peach that you're eating, or the realization that she likes you too. Now the fear has always been stronger than the reward, and that makes sense. Fear was often life and death. It was far more important to notice the tiger and run away than enjoy that lovely peach. And nowadays, your brain is still skimming the environment for danger. Your brain is like your own personal bodyguard. And it has suited us well. In fact, if your ancestors hadn't listened to that fear mechanism, to that bodyguard, you wouldn't be watching this clip right now. But it's not always effective. Your bodyguard doesn't have to stand next to you when you're looking at your own clip. Your bodyguard doesn't have to come along with you when you're walking on stage or sit behind you when you talk to the camera. So what can we do about it? First of all, it's important to be aware of it. Objectively as you can. Just be aware that you are doing it. Don't right away counter it with another negative thought. Oh, I'm doing it again. That is not going to help either. Just observe it. And know that it is a very normal, natural thing to do. Take a breath. And think instead, what can I think instead? What can I do instead? For instance, with that little video, instead of looking at it and right away focusing on what you don't like, ask yourself consciously the question, what worked? Simple question. Shouldn't be too difficult. Shouldn't be earth-shattering. Just a simple change of the question, a little rephrase. If you're walking on the stage, think about what you want to share rather than, oh, I hope I'm doing well. Just thinking that in your mind makes a difference. And not right away, but over time it will help you. It's this whole idea to think more about your strengths than your weaknesses. And we're so inclined to think more about our weaknesses. If we look at our grades, then we always look at the grades that are not as good as we want it to be, and not at the great ones. With job appraisals, we look at the things that we can improve. I want to challenge you to train your brain to look first in what you do well. and see how you can even make that better. Look at that little clip of yourself and say, what worked there? Look at other people's clip and see there also what worked there. Because if you start with the improvements, you're not going to listen to the good stuff. Train your brain to focus on the positive. Good luck.